welcome back to another F1 Clash video, and this week we're looking at why in duels you need to be using the boosted parts. So each week Hutch and the GP events come along and they boost certain drivers and parts. This week by 10%, sometimes it can be by 20. So in this case, Zhou Guan Yu, all common, rare, epic, and Feral Punch and Matador have a 10% stat increase. So any stat you've got, whatever level that driver or part is, you pretty much get the next level on top of that for free during the GP weekend. Whilst the GP is active, you can go ahead and use them parts across any format of racing. So, for example, duels. They might be better in GP for you as well, but really you want to be using them in duels. So what we're going to do is going to have a look at these, and you can see what I'm running at the minute and take note of my team score. What you want to do is use these boosted parts because let's say you have a level 5 Zhou Guan Yu, you're getting a level 6 for free for that week, and it doesn't up your team score either. You get the same level team score as your original part or driver, but the extra level, which means you've got better stats, potentially better driver, for the same team score in duels. You will obviously get people use this the same, but it's going to help you get better matchups. So look at us. We've got Zhou Guan Yu at level 7. That means we've got him actually at level 8. And in this case, we're going to stick him in over Norris and watch the team score drop. That team score drops by something like 60, 70 score. That's huge. And I wouldn't say it's a massive difference, and obviously it's a bit of a difference, but it's not absolutely huge. Now your drivers will be maybe a bit lower, but also Zhou Guan Yu will be lower, so it's going to balance out. You can see where I'm going here. So what I'll do is I'll run Zhou Guan Yu in duels because it's going to be a lot easier for me with matching. Now let's look at the car. This is what I'm running at the minute. 1-3-6-3 team score. I'm going to go ahead, and even though these parts are not even that good for me, I'm going to use them. So let's just upgrade this to show you. And we've got quite a bit of that. And look at that. So it's actually +4, but -13. Now watch the team score. We're going to assign that, and we go down by another 30 team score. Just off that one part alone. And you could see that it actually wasn't that bad. You can look at these. It's not a massive difference. Obviously we'd want to use them 2 parts, but it's not the end of the world with that one. And we've got one more part as well, Feral Punch. So let's just upgrade that to your best, and obviously you want to upgrade it as much as you can because then you get the benefit of the full 10% boost. You can see we're going all the way up to level 9 on these commons now, and again we're going to add that. That puts us down to 1,300. So, looking at the team score, we're 130 or something below. And the car's probably gone down around 10, 15 stats on each one. That's pretty much it. So we're not actually that much lower, but we've got a much lower team score. And what we'll do is we'll go into a race, show you where Zhou Guan Yu starts in Series 8 for me, and show you that actually, with a lower team score, you can get nicer matchups, have an advantage with the driver and parts you're using, and it should help you win a lot more duels as well. So first up, we get a 1204 team score, which is nice. Remember, Zhou Guan Yu is boosted as well, so we're actually better than we are. We're going to try and win this race, which we should. And let's see where they qualify. So usually I would start around P2 and P5. In this race, P3 and P6, so there's not actually much difference. Norris would usually start P5, and Zhou Guan Yu, even though you saw fair bit amount lower, and our car we've reduced down, we're still actually starting in the main park, so we're getting that 10% boost extra. So let's win this race and show you why you want to take advantage in duels of this 10% boost. And we get Hamilton into the lead, nice and early. And to give you some tips here, Australia, you want to do a 3-3-2 and a 4-4 is the best way to go, depending on tyre strategy and tyre management of your driver. So P7 at the minute for Zhou Guanyu. We're going to come back further on in this race though. And all it is in this mode, you haven't got to worry about 47 points. You haven't got to worry about how many points you get. You just got to beat your opponent. That's all you need to do. So Zhou Guanyu comes through the first corner. We're holding on as best as we can. And we're actually going to nearly take P6. Rival's going to push past now. But we're not going to get caught up in that mess. We're going to come back a bit later on with Zhou Guanyu. And we'll go back, that's fine. But we're just managing this first stint. And then you'll see us come back on the hards, maybe, or the mediums. Later on in the race, you can see everyone just stacking up. And there's a few cars out there. We're bang on the 50% mark as well, as Hamilton's going to be coming into the pits on this lap. But the main thing is, you can lower your team score. You don't lose too much stat-wise that's going to really cost you. And you can absolutely race perfectly still, with an advantage of a driver as well. But obviously we're into the pits with Hamilton. And then Zhou Guanyu, right on the cusp of doing 4 laps. It's going to carry on round. I've got to just look after these tyres now as Hamilton comes out. Zhou Guanyu's up to P6. We're going to come back for hards. And we're going to be looking pretty good in here. Remember, just need to beat the rival. That's all you want to do in duels. And then you want to use your best setup and drivers, even if that does include 10%, in your qualifying, opening and final round. So Zhou Guanyu was P10 before he pitted. We're going to come back for some hard tyres here. We're just going to manage that perfectly. And in we come to the pits. Oh, we get absolutely bogged down in that pits by a couple of pit stops as well. So we're going to lose out here. We're going to lose out quite badly, I think. Or are we? Not quite. P11. And we're going to just put on the gas a little bit as well now, as we get back into that P10 spot which we had. We're going to close this gap as quick as we can. And Lewis Hamilton's making it nice and easy out front. And there we go. We've closed that gap. I'm going to be looking pretty good now. And you can use this with the common as well. The common level up any part you've got boosted. Whack it on in duels and get some easier matchups. You'll probably get people who are not using the boosted parts and are just using lower drivers. So you will actually have an advantage. There's Zhou Guanyu coming around P9. A few pit stops though. This is why you never doubt or panic on F1 Clash. Always stay true, stay focused, believe in what you're running. And you can see now us coming down, ready to jump past some pit stops. We're going to boost from here. We've got Hamilton coming out the pits as well. Starts lap 7 in P1. And there's Zhou Guanyu coming around then. So he's going to make a move on Fernando Alonso here. P6. And can we get another one? Yes, we can. P5. And this is looking actually really good now. It was looking a bit sketchy early on. I bet you thought, why are you letting everyone through? But sometimes that's the easiest way, is don't waste your energy. And now we go to waste it. Any pit stops? 1. And there's got 2 cars to pass if we want to get second place. Can we do it? Here comes the Ferrari past. And then just the Red Bull. And this nice 10%. You can obviously see Zhou Guanyu struggled a bit more compared to what my Series 12 Epic would do. Lewis Hamilton clear, but as long as you manage that second driver, you will absolutely clear through as well. Zhou Guanyu is going to come home in P2, and it will be a very solid result for him. And that is nice and easy. No drama in the end. Managed it perfectly well. So that is why, take full advantage. GP events, when they launch Wednesday to Sunday, use the boosted parts in duels, boosted drivers in duels. Take advantage of a lower team score, a free level up on them parts pretty much as well. And you too can start getting some easier matchups. You will definitely start winning more duels as well. Even if the part isn't necessarily good enough, like I can go back now, put Lando Norris straight back in, absolutely fine. But my team score goes up by 60. And you can see in that race then, he started the same position as what Lando Norris would normally start. So what is the point? You might as well take 60 less team score, and there you go. You use a driver that's qualifying the same sort of position. Same with the common. We're going to upgrade this and show you a Zhou Guan Yu common. Obviously, I've unlocked a fair amount through racing, purchases, GP, everything, you name it. I've tried to get as many crates as possible. So what we do is we level him all the way up. All the way up to level 8 probably we go in here. Maybe level 9. Yep, all the way to level 9 for Zhou Guan Yu. And he is a lot less better than, or a lot worse than Zhou Guan Yu the rare. Obviously he's down in the 50s and 40s, but watch the team score. That team score goes down by 75. That's huge. And that is the difference between 16 stats on every single one. So you could take 75 less, take a lower common, which is a 10% boost, and use them very, very effectively as well. So that is what you want to look at. Lower the team score, use the 10% boosts, and they will work an absolute treat. You can see in here, that part's not too far off. Look, 5, 10, 10. And you can use it less, but you don't get that extra advantage of what you others do. So definitely use your boosted parts, your boosted drivers, and you too can win a hell of a lot of races.